Assalamualaikum dan selamat sore semuanya. Ketemu lagi sama Kak Min dari UIC Education di season 2 Live Talk UIC Bedah Kampus. Yeay! Oh my god, season 2. Kayak serius aja ya. Anyway, di episode 1 ini kakak sudah kedatangan 2 narasumber dari University Sultan Zainal Abidin atau UNIZA yang berlokasi di Trengganu. Kakak sapa dulu ya narasumber kita. Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang Dr. Anwar McAfee, Director of International Center of UNIZA. Selamat sore, Dokter. Good afternoon. Narasumber kedua ada Dr. Suyatno, Deputy Dean of Student Affairs and Alumni. Wah, ternyata ada orang Indonesia nih di UNIZA ya. Dr. Suyatno, apa kabar? Selamat sore. Assalamualaikum.
Selamat sore. Waalaikumsalam, kabar baik.
Kabar baik, alhamdulillah. And of course, we have Enci Megat nih, langganannya Bedah Kampus UIC. Halo Enci Megat, how are you?
Assalamualaikum. Apa kabar semua?
Sehat. Oke, seperti di season pertama, sesi kali ini kita bakal tanya-tanya banyak soal UNIZA nih, kehidupan di sana, biayanya, jurusannya. Sedikit kakak mau cerita tentang UIC Education, who we are. Siapa tahu baru ada yang pertama kali nonton Bedah Kampusnya UIC. Kita adalah agen resmi pendaftaran Universitas Negeri di Malaysia yang berlokasi di Indonesia, yang merupakan EMJS partner resmi yang bisa mewakili semua universitas negeri di Malaysia. Dari 2008, UIC selalu setia ngebantuin siswa-siswi dari Indonesia yang mau sekolah ke luar negeri nih. Kakak sendiri kebetulan alumni 10 tahun lalu, kakak sendiri yang ngerasain gimana sih rasanya kuliah di luar negeri, yang ternyata biayanya nggak mahal dan kualitasnya bagus. Deh, cukup 3 itu aja nih kakak ngeyakinin kamu why you have to choose Malaysia as your next education, as your campus. So, udah deh, segitu aja kakak ngomongnya. Kakak sekarang mau mempersilahkan Enci Megat, perwakilan dari IMJS yang akan memberikan lebih banyak lagi alasan kenapa kamu harus ke Malaysia.
Oke, terima kasih Miss Kiki. Selamat siang, selamat sore ya. Selamat sore kepada semua. Kenalkan, saya Megat dari Education Malaysia Global Services ataupun IMJS. Seperti yang Kiki bagi tahu, ini adalah season yang kedua. Biasanya kalau season yang pertama sudah hebat, season yang kedua kita akan tampilkan universitas yang lebih hebat seperti UNIZA pada hari ini. Bukan calang-calang, bukan kaleng-kaleng ya, Universitas UNIZA ada di Trengganu. Oke, itu sahaja haluan dari saya. Saya ingin share saya punya presentation. Oke. Cuma nak go next ya. Okay, what is EMJS? Apa itu EMJS ya? EMJS kalau di situ ditulis di dalam bahasa Inggeris, tapi saya akan info di dalam bahasa Indonesia ataupun di dalam bahasa Melayu. EMJS merupakan badan usaha yang didirikan oleh pemerintah Malaysia, iaitu Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi Malaysia. Ya, visi EMJS iaitu mempromosikan pendidikan tinggi Malaysia dan membantu pelajar internasional yang berada di Malaysia. Dan yang ketiga, EMJS juga terlibat dalam pengurusan visa internasional yang akan belajar ke Malaysia. So, EMJS ini sepertinya jambatan kepada pelajar antarabangsa yang ingin memasuki Malaysia. Kita menguruskan visa, kita membuat promosi di luar negara. Dan kita juga jambatan kepada semua universitas-universitas yang ada di Malaysia. Okay. EMJS ditubuhkan pada 13 April 2012. Masih baru berapa tahun. Okey, kalau yang tak tahu Malaysia itu di mana? Malaysia itu ada yang bulat tu. Malaysia ini dekat dengan Singapura dan dekat juga dengan Thailand. Jadi Malaysia adalah negara yang strategik untuk negara yang strategik di antara negara-negara yang lain. Okey, mari kita lihat ini. Ini yang seperti Miss Kiki atau kakak Kiki bagi tahu tadi, kenapa harus belajar ke Malaysia. Di sini ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sebab, 8 alasan kenapa harus belajar ke Malaysia. Tapi saya ingin ringkaskan kepada 4T. 4T ya. 4T. Apa itu 4T? T T yang pertama, Universitas Malaysia adalah universitas yang terakui oleh pemerintah Indonesia, terakui oleh pemerintah Malaysia. Jadi kalau belajar di Malaysia, belajar di UNIZA tak perlu risau. Kalau dia punya sijil itu atau dia punya degree, master, PhD itu diakui ataupun tidak. Ianya telah diakui oleh pemerintah Indonesia. Okey. T yang kedua, negara Malaysia dan Indonesia adalah tetangga. Apa itu tetangga? Kita ni dekat. Jadi kalau dari Medan mau ke Malaysia tu sekitar 45 minit. Dari Jakarta mau ke Malaysia sekitar 2 jam. Jadi kita punya location dekat, jaraknya dekat. Sebab itu kita dipanggil negara yang tetangga. Dan T yang ketiga, apa T yang ketiga? Termurah. Okey. Malaysia ini merupakan destinasi yang murah. Nanti saya akan ulas lebih lanjut kenapa Malaysia kita kata yurannya murah, harganya murah, nanti saya akan lebih lanjut. Dan T yang keempat adalah terbaik. InsyaAllah kalau belajar di Malaysia, kita punya universitas-universitas yang kelas dunia. Ya, kita ada universiti yang di ranking ke-70. Universitas kita diakui oleh QS World University Ranking by 2020. Okey, itu alasan kenapa harus belajar di Malaysia. Saya rasa hari ini kita akan lebih fokus kepada UNIZA. Kenapa harus belajar di UNIZA? Okey. Sebelum itu, seperti yang saya info tadi, ya, ini biaya hidup. Okey, kalau biaya hidup ya di sini mungkin kurang jelas. Kalau di Indonesia, kalau kita makan nasgor, Miss Kiki, nasgor berapa kalau di Indonesia? Nasi goreng.
Nasi goreng average di 25.000 deh ya. Almost 10 ringgit.
RM25.000, almost 10 ringgit. Kalau di Malaysia ya, kalau di Terengganu ya nasi gorengnya aduh hai murah banget. Saya rasa sekitar RM5 ke RM6 saja. Itu kalau di Terengganu, di UNIZA boleh dapat RM5 nasi goreng. Itu nasi goreng. Okay. Kalau bensin di Indonesia 1 liter berapa Miss Kiki? Tak habis lagi ni.
Bensin di Indonesia 1 liter tuh 8.000, 8 sampai 9.000 deh.
Itu sekitar dalam RM2 lebih lah, hampir RM3 kan?
Yes.
Di Malaysia hanya RM1 lebih, RM1.80 boleh dapat yang 95. Wow. Jadi kita ada pelajar yang sewa mobil bisa wisata satu Malaysia sebab bensinnya murah. Itu kalau bensin. Okey, kalau akomodasi ya, kalau hostel, penginapan di Terengganu, di UNIZA super murah. Kalau di Kuala Lumpur ya sikit mahal ya, seperti di Jakarta. Tapi kalau di Terengganu itu, kalau penginapannya untuk 1 bulan, kalau rumah ataupun kalau rumah lah, sebab UNIZA saya rasa di sana masih banyak rumah yang murah-murah ya. Sekitar dalam mungkin 2 juta. Saya letak 2 juta. 2 juta sebulan. Itu rumah ya. Ada bilik, ada toilet dalamnya, bisa masak. Itu di Terengganu. Luar biasa murah kalau akomodasinya. Okey, tadi kita dah cerita makan, kita dah cerita penginapan. Sekarang ni saya nak cerita pula kalau tengok wayang ya. Kalau di Indonesia kita panggil bioskop. Kalau di Malaysia itu kita panggil tengok wayang. Kita tengok wayang, kita tengok movie. Kalau di Indonesia, saya rasa saya pernah duduk di Indonesia ya. Jadi sekitar 30,000 lah. Sama seperti di Malaysia, hampir sama. Malaysia juga sekitar RM10. RM10, RM12 tengok bioskop. Itu kalau bioskop. Dan tadi saya dah cerita akomodasi, makan. Jadi jangan risau, harga-harga di sana murah. Especially di Terengganu. Kalau belajar di UNIZA lebih murah. Dan jangan risau, budaya dihidup di sana juga lebih aman dan nyaman. Okey, ini tuition fee ya. Tuition fee by country. Yang ni saya tak ada dalam bahasa Indonesia, tapi saya compare, kita buat comparison between France, Australia, UK, Canada dan USA. Kalau lihat di itu, yang warna orange itu adalah Malaysia. Lihat perbedaannya. Ada yang saya boleh katakan perbedaannya sekitar 1/5, ada juga 1/4 murah kalau di-compare belajar ke France, Australia, UK, Kanada dan USA. Okey, Malaysia as a English profesi. So Malaysia sekini berada di tangga ke-26 bahasa Inggerisnya yang terbaik. Ini kota-kota Malaysia. Kita ada Twin Tower, PNB Tower, Razak Exchange Tower, KL Tower. Jadi macam saya beritahu, walaupun belajar di Terengganu, walaupun belajar di Uniza, bensin murah, sewa mobil, bisa wisata ke sini. Jangan risau. Ini multicultural society. Seperti juga Indonesia, Muslim is the biggest population in Malaysia. Populasi Muslim adalah yang terbesar di Malaysia. Seperti juga Indonesia. Jadi kita boleh lihat situ 67% adalah Malay, Chinese 24%, India 7% and others 2%. Jadi kita ada mosque, India Temple, Chinese Temple. Mosque di mana-mana ada. Kalau pergi ke mall akan ada juga mosque. Multicultural society. Kita di Malaysia ni banyak cuti. Itu yang saya boleh ringkaskan. Banyak cuti. Kalau raya haji cuti, raya Aidilfitri cuti, Chinese New Year juga cuti, Deepavali juga cuti, Christmas juga cuti. Ini diversity, culture diversity dekat Malaysia yang luar biasa. Kalau mau pengalaman, Asia is a truly Asia, Malaysia. Kita ada India, kita ada Chinese. Okey, makan. Jadi makan juga jangan risau. Ibu-ibu tak perlu risau anaknya kelaparan atau culture shock. Atau risau makanan, sebab makanan di Malaysia dan Indonesia juga hampir sama. Kalau di sini ada nasi lemak, di Indonesia kita ada apa Kiki yang macam nasi lemak ini?
Nasi uduk.
Nasi uduk. Sama aja. Lebih kurang ada sambal, ada telur, ada ini timun, itulah nasi. Tapi di sini panggil nasi lemak. Nasi lemak ini kita banyak makan akan lagi banyak lemak lah, nanti naik obesity. Okey. Jadi makan juga hampir sama. Kita juga ada di Malaysia juga kita ada sate, di Indonesia juga dipanggil sate ya.
Sate sama.
Sate juga. Apa lagi kita ada? Kalau Western, KFC, McDonald's itu semua samalah.
Nasi kerabu.
Nasi kerabu ada? Enggak ada kan di Indonesia?
Di Indonesia enggak ada yang warna biru.
Di Malaysia ada nasi kerabu, nasinya berwarna biru. Kalau nak tahu kena datang dulu dan tengok. Okey. Strategic location and attraction. Ini tempat-tempat yang saya rasa kalau belajar di Malaysia jangan lupa datang ke sini juga. Taman Negara, Kinabalu Park, perhentian. Pulau perhentian ni dekat dengan Uniza. Okey, kita ada Malacca Heritage and Langkawi. Okey, kenapa saya kata banyak kali saya sebut jangan risau, jangan khawatir. Malaysia di ranking ke-5, di tangga ke-5 Global Peace Index 2020. Jadi kita hanya di belakang Australia, negara yang terselamat. InsyaAllah kalau jalan-jalan itu di luar, di kota, insyaAllah masih selamat. Tak perlu khawatir. Okey. Okey, saya rasa itu sahaja dari saya Miss Kiki. Hari ini saya ingat kita harus tahu lebih lanjut dan kita harus bagi lebih banyak masa kepada Uniza. Kita nak tahu apa itu Uniza. Terima kasih. Kembali kepada Kiki.
Oke, terima kasih Encik Megat. Tuh kan, bener kan kakak bilang ada banyak lagi alasan selain dari udah yang kakak sebutin di awal. Tapi kakak suka banget yang tadi Encik Megat ada cakap nih Encik. You mentioned about Malaysia truly Asia, the diversity. In Malaysia itu memang benar-benar menurut kakak sendiri nih yang udah ngerasain kuliah di sana, itu yang bisa membangun karakter kita menjadi pribadi yang berkualitas, kompetitif, dan masuk industri kerja tuh canggih langsung ya kan Cik Megat?
Iya.
Iya, kuliah ke luar negeri tuh nggak cuma melulu soal apa namanya sekolahnya bagus atau sekolahnya jelek, tapi yang penting adalah networkingnya sama global thinking. Jadi kamu menjadi bergabung di komunitas global, nggak cuma pinter di negara sendirinya aja. Oke. Kakak mau langsung mengundang Dr. Anwar McAfee, Director of International Center of Uniza, untuk menjelaskan soal University Sultan Zainal Abidin di Terengganu. Please, Dr. Anwar.
Hey, thank you very much, Kiki, Megat, Dr. Suyanto, and all our listeners. Saya akan cakap dalam bahasa Inggeris kerana bahasa Inggeris penting kalau nak jadi pelajar dekat Uniza, dekat Malaysia. Mungkin saya campur-campur sedikit, tapi Dr. Suyanto boleh tambah baik apa tak sampai dari saya. And I'm going to start by showing a slideshow, but I have to find it first. Just give me a minute. I have slides on the university that I want to show you, and just give me 1 second and I'll get them going. I'll talk about the university and then I'll pass it to I'm sorry, you just give me 1 minute here.
No problem. Okay.
No problem, Dr. Anwar.
I can see it now. Okay, I
Okay.
can see it now. Okay. So,
Okay, clearly see. Nice.
okay, there you have. All right. Talking about University Sultan Zainal Abidin, a little bit about our history. We started in 1980. So we've been around for 40 years, and we started as an Islamic college in the state of Terengganu. In 2006, we became a university, known then as University Darul Iman, named after Terengganu as well. The state of Terengganu is Terengganu Darul Iman. So that is our name when we became a university. And then we switched back closer to our original name as a college. Our original college name was College Ugama Sultan Zainal Abidin, named after one of the sultans in Terengganu. So today we are known as University Sultan Zainal Abidin. We are located in Terengganu, which is on the east coast of Peninsular Malaysia. If you look at the map, you can see the peninsula is yellow on the left, and Terengganu is the state on the right, on the east coast. And the colorful map shows the different parts of the state of Terengganu. We are approximately 500 kilometers away from Kuala Lumpur. If you drive, it takes 4 to 5 hours to get there. We have a highway. If you fly, it takes less than an hour from the airport to reach here. And the network system is very good. Highway, bus, flights, many connections, many ways to get between Kuala Lumpur and Kuala Terengganu. These are some of the senior management of the university. I won't talk about them. I'll talk about our campuses. We have 3 campuses on the East Coast. The main campus where we are at today is the Gombadak campus that is near the airport in Kuala Terengganu. And we also have a medical campus. We have a medical faculty and a medical campus downtown Kuala Terengganu. And in the north of Terengganu, we have our Besut campus. That's our largest campus. And if you look at the map, you can see islands offshore. Pulau Perhentian, that was in one of the photographs that Megat showed us. Pulau Redang, Pulau Bidong, Pulau Kapas at the bottom. Pulau Kapas is 10 minutes by boat and 20 minutes by car. You can do it in a day very easily, and it's a very beautiful island. Here is our Gombadak campus. At the front of our campus, one of the main features when you enter campus is our mosque. And our mosque is a part of the university. It's also part of the community. It's open to the public. And it's an excellent way in which students at the university can get involved with the community because it's a place where they meet every day. Looking at our campus, behind the mosque, you have our academic buildings. Everything you see here is on our campus. And behind the academic buildings, to the right, you will see something that look like 4-story buildings. There's over 20 of them there. Those are the accommodation available for students on campus. Our medical campus, which is downtown, is a small area, but it houses 1 faculty, the Faculty of Medicine. And the students do their practical training across the street at the main hospital in Terengganu. But at this point in time, we are building our own teaching hospital here on our Gombadak campus, which will be ready next year. And our Besut campus, which is about 1 hour north of where we are by car, but on the coast, another very beautiful place, a very large campus. It has our newest buildings. We have 11 faculties that you can choose from. And all of these faculties offer degree, master, and PhD level of study for international students. So we have the Faculty of Islamic Contemporary Studies, Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, Faculty of Law and International Relations, that is Dr. Suyanto's faculty, Faculty of Innovative Design and Technology, Faculty of Languages and Communication. In this language and communication, the two main languages are English and Arabic. Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Health Science, Bioresources, Informatics, Applied Social Science, and our newest faculty, Pharmacy. So we have a lot to choose from at the university. And if you want to do undergraduate studies, it's available. If you want to do postgraduate studies, it's available. Here are some of the admission requirements for our undergraduate programs if you have your high school diploma from Indonesia. So you can see here the Ijazah Sekolah Menengah Umum, as well as a few others based on pre-2014 and so on. In addition to these high school requirements for our degree program, you also need to meet our English language requirements, which at the moment are either IELTS Band 5, TOEFL IBT 45, or the Malaysian University English Test, which is available in Indonesia, Band 3. If you have this, then you can get direct admission to the program. And I don't know if we have shared, or if we can share, we can share after. We have our undergraduate and postgraduate brochures. We have the soft copy of this, and in here are all the details for the programs that are available. If you would like to take a master or PhD with us, if you do a master's, then we require a bachelor degree. And if you want to do a PhD, we require a master's degree. And also for most of our postgraduate programs, you will also need English. But there is an exception. If you are doing your postgraduate research and thesis in Arabic or in Bahasa Malaysia, you do not need to meet the English language requirement. So if your specialty is Islamic studies in any way, and you intend to do your research and prepare your thesis and defend your research in Arabic, using Arabic, writing in Arabic, then there's no need to meet the English language requirement with us. As for undergraduate fees, I have converted these fees into USD, so that it might be easier for you in Indonesia to quickly convert to rupiah to see. We have two columns. The first column is semester 1 fees. They are a little bit higher because it involves registration, and we include the hostel fee to stay on campus for 1 semester, so that all new undergraduate students will stay on campus, and it's already provided as part of your fees paid to the university. Subsequent semesters, the fee is lower because the hostel is not included. However, if you wish to remain on campus, you just need to apply. And you can see the hostel fees at the bottom. We charge approximately 10 ringgit per day, which is, in a month, I wrote it down as you were going through the things, it is 1 juta rupiah, 1 bulan. All right, untuk tinggal dalam kampus di asrama. 2 orang 1 bilik dengan kipas, bukan aircon. Okay, biasa tapi kemas, bilik kemas. And kalau nak tinggal di luar kampus, boleh cari rumah dekat Kuala Terengganu, rumah, satu buah rumah untuk 2 juta rupiah 1 bulan. 2 juta rupiah mungkin 4 orang boleh tinggal situ. All right. So the cost of living here actually is very affordable, very reasonable. And the community is a very safe place, a very welcoming place to be. So you can see, we come back to our fees. If your undergraduate program is Faculty of Language, Law and International Relations, Social Sciences, the fee is $1,200 per semester. If you are in a science and technology program like informatics, it is slightly higher, $1,500. If you are in health sciences, because they use the labs and chemicals a lot, it is 1,600. And if you are taking the medical faculty program, MBBS, the 5-year, 10-semester medical program, it is $9,275 per semester. For postgraduate studies, our fees are some of the most reasonable in the country. Again, they're broken down into social science. If it's a social science field where you're not needing any chemicals or labs for your research, the fees are lower. If it's a science-based program, the fees are slightly higher. And if you're doing master's or PhD in the medical faculty, it's a little bit higher still. So you can see the fee is approximately $625 for one semester if you're taking social science. If you're a teacher and you're doing languages or law or Islamic studies, business, it's only $625 per semester. And there are only 2 semesters in the year. Each semester is 6 months. We also have mixed mode programs. These programs run at fixed times, and you can see the fees down below if you were to do your master's in Islamic finance or information technology by coursework. The fees, $4,000 USD, that is for 3 semesters and 4 semesters. Now these mixed mode programs, they have a fixed starting date and a fixed ending date, and you must, as a student, follow that. But for research mode, we accept applications every day of the year. We give out offer letters every day of the year, and students can register and enroll with us every day of the year. We are open throughout the year, regardless of what section of the semester we are in. If it's by research, you can join us anytime. And at the moment, even though travel is restricted between the 2 countries, still you can apply with us. If you're successful, you'll get an offer letter. With that offer letter, you can apply to register. We start your visa process with EMGS. You take medical screening in Indonesia. If everything goes along smoothly, we will allow you to register online, and you can start your research by connecting with your supervisor and the faculty right away. So there is no halangan at the moment. Even though travel is a difficulty, education continues, and we provide a seamless way to join us at UNISA at the moment. We have over 11,000 students, and they come in various programs. At the undergraduate level, almost 10,000. Bachelor degree, we have diploma, but for Malaysian students only, and we have foundation students that are preparing for the medical, health science, or pharmacy degree. And at the postgraduate level, we have almost 2,000 students. I'm sorry, there it is, show it a bit longer, 1,700 plus at the postgraduate level. As far as undergraduate students, 4 are from Indonesia, and 94 at the moment postgraduate students from Indonesia. We have over 1,000 international students at our university, about 10%, which is very high, a very high percentage. So something that Kiki, you were mentioning at the beginning of your talk when you said you studied overseas. When you come to Malaysia, definitely you will get an international experience, something you cannot get back home in your country. And this is so valuable for when you want to work later in the future. But coming to UNISA, you will be coming to a beautiful part of the country. You will be coming to a very affordable public institution of high quality in a safe, affordable environment. And you will be at a little global community because we have over 1,000 international students with us from almost 40 different countries around the world. You will meet not just Malaysians, you will meet people from all over the world while you're here, and you will build strong friendships that go on for many years after you go back home. So you will get that all in a very, a very nice, safe, easy to move around place. These are the total figures of our international students. In terms of staff, we have 647 teaching staff, and of those, 50 are international. And you're looking at 2 international staff right now. Dr. Suyanto is international. I'm also international from Canada. We're both teaching here. We have 48 other staff from around the world teaching with us at UNIZA at the moment. Okay, this is just the number of programs, 32 bachelor degree programs at those 11 faculties and 45 postgraduate programs available. And here are a few photos of some of the main halls we have around campus and some of the teaching blocks that we have and theaters. This is the hostel accommodation on campus. All 3 campuses have hostel accommodation. This is in the Gombadak campus. We can accommodate almost 5,000 students here. At the medical faculty downtown, they can accommodate all their medical faculty students. And at our Basut campus, which has 3 faculties at the moment, they can accommodate almost all of the students on campus up there as well. And as I mentioned, the price of accommodation is approximately 1 million rupiah, 1 juta rupiah, 1 bulan. We also have medical facilities for our students at Pusat Kesehatan untuk pelajar dan kaki tangan UNIZA on campus. We're building our hospital. We have the mosque, which I mentioned at the beginning. We provide internet, strong internet access and Wi-Fi throughout the campus. So all the classrooms have internet. The hostel has internet. Library has internet. Our library concentrates on online collections. You can do your research with journals online. As long as you're our student, you have access to our online journals, which are very extensive from anywhere in the world. So if you're doing postgraduate here and you go home for 2 or 3 months, you can still continue with your work and access all the journals. We have an observatory just north of our campus, and undergraduate students are involved in lots of sporting and outdoor activities. This is all in Terengganu. It's all very easy to get around. We had last year almost 900 students participate on mobility inbound and outbound. This is a group of students from Turkey. We have 100 students from Turkey every year come and spend 1 month with us studying English. If you're here, you'll get to study with these students from Turkey. You'll get to meet them, become friends with them, and other countries like Kazakhstan. This is the hospital that is almost finished now. I keep saying I don't need to show the drawing anymore. The building is almost finished. I can switch to a photograph. I'll do that for my next presentation. So there, that is a little bit about the university.
Oh. Okay. Anything else, Dr. Anwar?
No, but maybe Dr. Suyanto boleh tambah apa-apa saya tinggal ke?
Sure. So, sekarang saya mau persilahkan Dr. Suyanto, Deputy Dean of Student Affairs and Alumni, untuk mempresentasikan mengenai University Sultan Zainal Abidin. Silakan, Dokter.
Terima kasih Mbak Kiki ya, waktunya ya. Saya panggil Mbak ya. Saya hanya ingin menambahkan apa yang disampaikan oleh Dr. Anwar cukup lengkap tentang UNIZA. Apa yang menarik kuliah di Malaysia? Saya rasa saya boleh mengatakan diri saya memiliki pengalaman yang cukup lengkap. Pertama, saya sebagai mahasiswa di Malaysia, saya pernah mengambil S3 di USM Pulau Pinang ya. Jadi di Indonesia USM ini adalah kampusnya Yusril Iza Mahendra, ya, bekas Menteri Kehakiman di Indonesia. Bang Yusril ini alumni di USM. Juga Dr. Nasir, bekas Menteri Pendidikan. Saya mengambil S3 di sana, kemudian mendapat beasiswa USM dan mengajar di UUM, kampusnya Mbak Kiki. And then sebagai dosen saya punya pengalaman di UUM. Nah sekarang saya mengabdi di UNIZA. Jadi pengalaman sebagai mahasiswa, pengalaman sebagai dosen, saya rasa cukup lengkap. Saya pun juga masih mengajar di Indonesia, yaitu di Airlangga sebagai dosen tamu. Jadi saya memiliki perspektif yang cukup kaya untuk melihat Malaysia ini. bagi teman-teman di Indonesia, jangan ragu untuk datang ke Malaysia. Karena apa? Karena tidak ada culture shock, ya, tidak ada